Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Hassan and Kaya. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Oh man, talk about like burying yourself. You bury yourself by yeah, trying to like dig yourself out of the hole that you created. And then, oh man, is my hair in the fucking headphone? Sorry if my mic is making all this like cracking noise. I got like hair everywhere. I should have ponytailed it up. Uh, So, what's this all about, right? Like, the Israelis got, I think, all their living hostages back, and they're just waiting for the remains of, like, their deceased family members. And I want to throw a little bit of sympathy towards the Palestinians because when you think about the logistics of it, right? Like, keeping track of not only, like, that many people for so long, but, like, after getting bombed out so fucking hard. I would understand like the anger and frustration of people having like their living family members who need like whatever medical attention, food, whatever, just to be like just to see them, versus like the ones that passed on. But like it's not for me to decide. Like the reverence of like a loved one is nothing I could comment on. But like you understand, like this is what is known as a complete and total victory for Israel and America. Mostly America, to be fair. Because without America, Israel is not winning, dude. Israel would have just like constantly been the aggressor in the Middle East and kicked up more and more dust, more and more dust. Like I was actually surprised that Trump was angry at Netanyahu for doing the whole invasion. I think it was into Qatar or something, where there was like a bunch of Hamas people just like chilling and stuff. Right? So like say what you want about Trump, but he's not like necessarily like in the pockets of like the state of Israel, even though he was like doing a speech in front of Israel. I was like, yeah, these people are getting kicked out. Like, yo, Canada's got this too, eh? So elbows up, Mark Carney. Apparently, something like 30 to 40% of the Jewish population voted for Mark Carney. Let that fucking sink in, man. Like, not only is America paying out to like taxes for the state of Israel, which technically I don't necessarily have a problem with, it's just the fucking cowardice of the Jews that live in North America, Australia, Europe, who are like, free Palestine, and now it's free, right? And you think it's gonna end? Dude, like, Netanyahu's not stupid. Like, everybody knows, like, probably Trump knows probably the best, that like there's gonna have to be a separation between these two individuals, these two groups of people. Like the state of Israel and the state of Palestine. I commented like, what's the GDP? What's like the value of the currency of the Palestinian dollars? Like it's got to be inflated by your fellow Gulf states in order for you to make it economically viable. Like that movie. I'm not economically viable anymore. But it's funny how like people are fixated on this like dog issue, right? And I'm not trying to like downplay it. It's kind of funny. It's really funny because the harder he tries, the tighter the news gets. Fuck, it's like I'm a predicting machine over here. Holla at your boy, more Pegasus. He's in the trenches, like burying these motherfuckers. Him, a Cheeto, sensitive society, just like rake them. And good on him. Like, yo, young bloods, this is what is known as a transference of money, right? So there's this clip coming out from Asmongold Clips. I don't know if he's gonna make like an entire YouTube video to comment on it. And it's just this random house with like these random ass people. And this girl comes out of nowhere trying to defend Hassan. And like everybody around her is just like clowning her non-stop. And this is what it's like. Dog, Incel TV, aka Rehab Room. There's no such thing as you not being able to find fucking pussy, my guy. You see that bitch over there? That's for you. That's for Hassan. That's for your peeps. My guy, I would not want to fucking... You know what I mean? You couldn't pay me to have that girl suck my dick. You feel me? You could not pay me for me to get head from that fucking hoe-ass bitch trying to, like, downplay the whole... Oh, he doesn't beat the dog. He doesn't shot Coleman. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck are you... Like, I never really understood... Besides the whole money aspect, like he's probably paying these people off probably a significant amount, right? Like when you think about it, probably the uncle is too. It's just like I haven't had work since Bernie didn't get elected, and then Kamala Harris didn't get elected, and I just I've been eating yogurt and ice cream the whole time. His little nephew calls him up. I need help. I'm about to lose everything. Well, yo, what is the genocides, right? That we're not talking about, because we can talk about the genocide of the Palestinian people, whether that's valid or not, right? Or we can actually talk about the genocide that I think everybody knows about, the Armenian genocide, the genocide that the Turks did, the many genocides that the Muslims did. Like, if we're talking about like volumetrically speaking, genocide is kind of like hard coded into Islam when you think about it, right? Because it's like I was just watching this documentary on Bangladesh and shit about how they want to, do a democratic election and how like the level of like fucking barbarism they had against their fellow Muslims, man. And it's like the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there was this like person in Toronto, right? She got kidnapped by the Sikhs because her Muslim boyfriend. Because this is how you know they're one and the same, man. Stop playing, right? Her Muslim boyfriend, like I don't know, she was cheating or she doesn't want to be with him. But it's like here's my theory, right? Her late husband, because she widowed, she and her ran like a child foundation or whatever, right? I think for orphans or something. And being the inquisitive, spirit that I am, I kind of figured that maybe there was a little bit something more to that story, like maybe they were trying to like skim off the top. And now you have to understand, like women and men are completely different, like in the sense that if you were to approach a woman about like scumbag shit like this, like let's exploit these children, I guarantee you, like 99.99999% of women all across the world be like, yo, fuck you, you scumbag. Or at the very least, they'll probably like be, subservient, agreeing to you and shit, and then sell you out, just to like fuck you over even harder. Well, like, so they went after her. I don't know, they tried to silence her and murder her and shit. So these Sikhs, these Punjabis, right? Last name is my fucking shit. Yo, dude, I just painted my nails. I'm proud. I'm proud of being myself, being my own fucking individual guy. Because it's like, yo, when you're a Sikh, you just melt in with all the fucking pedophiles and rapists. If you were to calculate per population, right? Who does the most like sexual assaults on women, children? Sikhs get like Nobel like non-peace prize of like child pedophilia, like sexual assaults against women and stalking, harassment, all that shit. It's hard coded into their pedophilic rapist culture, and you have to say it out loud. You cannot be called or made to be feared into silence, right? It's kind of like how we all get apprehensive of ourselves whenever we're criticizing other people, because we have this like internalized monologue that is not organic. It's very much commercialized, very much infringed upon you, whether subliminally or like coercively, right? Done by government, done by like these organizations, nefarious and otherwise, right? For profiteers, for complacency, basically. So if you were to like be silent about this, it's just going to continue to happen. So like let's take UK for example, right? People are complaining about this marathon, right? Because they say that girls aren't allowed to run in this like marathon, whatever it is. I don't know if they're raising money or it's just like whatever, right? Excuse me. So here's my take on this, and this is gonna like baffle some people, but just hear me out. The goings on in Europe and the UK in specificity have been so diminishing, dwindling, that I would argue it's for the best interests of women to not go on this marathon. And I'll explain to you why. There's two primary factors that put your life in danger in this specific environment. Okay, number one, when you're jogging, at least for me, like me personally, I can't do it with excessively baggy clothing. Like I have to wear form-fitting clothing, which is going to make you a target. You got your mammary glands sticking out your shirt, it's just like, protruding out, just like popping out like that. The third world will see that, like, oh, la, 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 la. Or in the Punjab, they go, wait, hey, what's some guri? So that's reason number one. Reason number two is that you're going to be exhausted. Yeah, I'm serious. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be jogging on this marathon. I don't know how many miles or kilometers. It's kilometers over there in the UK. I mean, we in the UK have that in common. I go for like a marathon. It's like how many miles? Well, we went for 300 kilometers. Yeah, the metric system. But like that aside, right? They're going to be exhausted, thus making them an easy target, right? So let's take it back to the airport incident, right? It started between two Muslims. When you think about it, like I believe it was Qatari or whatever. Like she visited some Gulf state, and the mother of this Pakistani family and the two sons who confronted the other family. So he was treating her, unfairly or speaking down to her or whatever, right? And then the mother complained to her sons, and then the sons confronted the man and his wife and his child at Starbucks, and then on camera he literally headbutts the man. Now you have to understand something about cowards and bitches, right? In an actual fist fight, they would lose. But if they have the numbers game, if they can attack you with surprise, if they can stab you in the back, if they have weapons, if they, you know what I mean? Like any dirty ass tactic that they can use against you, they're going to use it. Same thing with like this whole illegal immigration shit. They lie straight to your fucking face, everybody's face. And the media that's like glossing over, they're also complicit with it. There is no war in Pakistan. How the fuck are you going to tell me that there's a war in Pakistan or Punjab or anywhere these fucking illegal immigrants are bleeding the fuck out of, and yet they have the ability to deport all those Afghanistanis? And like it or not, right? As racist as I come off, sometimes those Afghanistani people who are fleeing their country they're actual refugees. Whether you choose to accept it or not, like we've seen what happens to these interpreters. We've seen what happens, and they get hung up, they get put on fences on display. Like basically, what the Mexican cartel was doing to like the snitches and all those people that they want to get rid of, putting them on like just displaying them in front of like everybody, killing people on national television. Well, I don't think they went that far yet, right? Although I don't maintain a close view of the Afghanistani or Pakistani media. I think the Pakistani media will just gloss it over because we're talking about in the millions of people getting deported. Millions. Now, how do you deport millions of people? Well, apparently you do it with like fucking guns to the head, man. Now, where is my government? Like where's the protests for this? Where's my Afghanistani people waving their flags and saying, "Yo, my people deserve better"? Ah, dude, they just want that white woman, guy. They got to the white man country. They're gonna wave that flag now. They all want to work together to get that white woman. You see, like, and this is kind of sad because I don't know for a fact whether they work together or not. I'm pretty sure they're separate, right? Because like the whole ethnic divide, this that. But like they both had grooming gangs in the UK. Technically, the Sikhs ran the largest one, the Huddersfield grooming gang, ran by this guy named Amir Dhaliwal. Whatever the fuck that, how do you say that stupid ass name? And like, he's been running it for like 30 years. He has his own wife and kids too. But like, the Pakistanis run their own grooming gangs. Oh, they also work with the Sikhs too. The Pakistanis and the Sikhs, they also work together. But Afghanis run their own grooming gangs. It's all to rape white children. Rape them. You can't be shy about saying this because this shit's happening so fucking often that if you don't say it, right, people are gonna be like you were complicit with this the entire fucking time, right? And I'm just putting this out there. I got this saved on like a stick drive just in case it gets axed off the internet. You know what I mean? Just to show my kids. I got a bunch of shit I gotta show them because it's like, can you imagine? You tell your kids about these people and you're like, yeah, Dad, you're just telling me this because you're super concerned. Maybe you hate them or something. Maybe they're like, stole your toys or, beat you up when you were a kid and shit. It's like, yeah, and then I show them how they like fucking, sexually assault me. I was like, oh shit, sorry, I ever doubted you, Dad. I love you. And we're all talking, man. You got to be that guy. You got to be that man. Because watching this shit unfold around the world, right? Just recently, October the 4th, in Italy. I think one of the politicians, I don't know if they're the president of Italy, didn't want to recognize Palestine, the state of Palestine. And you see all these fuckers throwing glass bottles. And I'm so proud that I was able to watch Philion's channel because, okay, Philion, he's ethnically Italian. I don't know if he speaks the language. Yeah, he doesn't speak the language. My bad, my bad. But like having somebody with that background look at his country of origin and watch the rot of decay, right? Of these people coming into this country and seeing all these protesters, and like lots of them are guys, dude. Lots of them are guys. And going back to that clip in the beginning I was talking about with that girl in Hassan's, not Hassan's house. It's just like this random house and like a bunch of dudes and this one girl, and she starts talking about this like whatever, right? And then like no, just like you're clowning. It's like what the fuck, man? What about the whelp? What about that like thing? This guy's like making like shifty eyes and shit. It's like yo man, she got paid. She got paid. She got paid. Everybody knows this is fucking stooge ass behavior, you know. And you found your queens, incels. Like when you look at that T app, right, and all those women who threw criticism at these bands and shit, right? That's your wife. That's the mother of your child, man. Yeah! No, you gotta accept it. You are the father. Oh man, no, I said that was totally unintentional. I did not mean to do that. But you cannot be shy about it because they want to downplay this shit for all of time. But we got to look at the countries that don't recognize Palestine and say to ourselves, why are they doing so well? Like not just for their own people, but for the rest of the world. Why does the rest of the world sorry, progress? What the fuck am I trying to say? 17 plus minutes in the fucking video. I'm tongue tied over here. Like, how do we get so much benefit from these nations that give us so much, like cars, electronics, entertainment, media, like even philosophy like on AI in the 80s. I'm still reading up on that. Like, how did people know from all the way back then that this was going to be a dehumanizing aspect of our lives? It's because of the genocides they don't speak about, like the Pakistani genocide against their own people, the Armenian genocide. Did you know that like there was a genocide against the German people all across Europe? I was hearing about it vaguely. I was just watching it. It's fucking hard to watch. They were literally hunted down and like rooted out of pretty much everywhere they were. People who've never even like associated with the Nazi party, this and that. They're just like ethnically Austrian, ethnically German, right? Killed. Why do we talk? Oh, that's right. It's inconvenient for us. No, it serves the narrative of scum, right? Because they want to rape, they want to kill, they want to pillage, and they have done that in the past, right? East and West Germany, right? The Berlin Wall. You just gotta wake up and realize it. Like, you can't be like fooled all the time. Like, you have to understand and question the source of information, right? If these people are willing to gloss over like so many terroristic and pedophilic, things and such, then the rod is upon us. I swear this was totally unintentional. I did not intend to do any of this. Oh, look at this scarlet rot. Does it actually look scarlet to you? Tell me, does it though? It looks a little bit brown. Okay, I guess it's coming, man. Like it's funny how people want to downplay Japanese people, Hideo Kojima, Hidetaka Miyazaki, all these other, legendary creators in the Japanese space, but they're probably speaking to us in metaphors about how our world is unfolding. And sometimes you just have to look with your own eyes to see the rot that is carried upon their backs, in their bloodline, how they want to spread it. Well, you can't forget them, and you can't be quiet. Always speak out. Don't be afraid.